From growing up in the worst part of Gotham to becoming an international supervillain that even Batman can't deal with, this is why it sucks to be born as Jason Todd. You're born in Gotham City, already strike one, but not just anywhere in Gotham. You're born in the absolute worst neighborhood in the entire city. Your block is so notorious that it might as well have a "do not enter if you want to live" carved into the pavement. Your parents should be your shield against all that, but oh boy, they're a real hot mess too. Your dad, Willis Todd, is a low-level thug who bounces in and out of prison like it's a revolving door. Willis is caught stealing from a local shop, but when he gets out of jail, he doesn't come home, and you just assume he's probably drowned in a shallow puddle. Your mom, Catherine, is a drug addict, barely keeping it together, and leaving parenting as an afterthought. While other kids are getting bedtime stories, you're getting crash courses in survival. You're stealing car parts, not as a teenage prank, but as a means of keeping your mother alive because she needs the money coming in and your dad is gone. You're dodging thugs, corrupt cops, and gangsters before you even hit puberty. When your mom dies, you dive even further into crime. You want to make Black Mask look like a kindergarten teacher in comparison to you. And then, plot twist, Batman shows up. Not as a savior, mind you. He catches you stealing tires off the Batmobile. That's right, most people would get arrested. You get recruited. Wait, how did this happen? See, Batman recently had his Robin go out on his own as Nightwing, and now the big guy's getting sick of hanging out with Alfred. He wants a new sidekick, and for some reason, he's chosen you. You know what would fix Jason Todd's trauma, Batman says to Alfred later? Becoming my child soldier. So, he takes you under his wing and trains you as Robin. But you're not Dick Grayson's acrobatic, well-adjusted Robin. No, you're the rough around the edges, anger management issues Robin. Your training montage isn't about precision and technique. It's about channeling your street rage into something marginally more productive than Grand Theft Auto. Soon enough, it's time for your first big mission as Robin. Maybe you'll catch some common criminals or get a cat out of a tree. Nah, not you. Instead, you find out that your dad is dead and that he was murdered by some guy named Two-Face. You get a revenge quest. Batman watches you like a hawk, worried you'll cross his one line: no killing. But here's the thing, you've already seen the worst humanity has to offer. Mercy isn't exactly your strong suit. You choose to let Two-Face go, but despite Bruce's pride, you feel all that anger still burning inside you. Things don't really get easier for you as Robin. You don't just fight crime, you fight Gotham itself. You push boundaries, you use excessive force. You don't have Dick Grayson's charm or Tim Drake's detective skills. You have raw, untamed fury, and Batman spends as much time pulling you back from the edge as he does training you. Your moral compass isn't broken, it just points in a very different direction than Bruce's. Everything comes to a head when you track down Felipe Garzonas, a bad person whose victim killed herself because she knew he'd never face justice. Garzonas mysteriously falls to his death. Batman suspects you pushed him, but can he prove it? Nope, just the way you like it. Oh, and then we have the Joker. Yeah, that clown guy. The clown prince of crime, who would make most people's worst enemy look like a mild inconvenience. A bit later on, you discover your biological mother, Sheila Haywood, is somehow alive and working in Ethiopia. But before you can process this newfound hope, she sells you out to the Joker. She actually hands you over to the very worst person on the planet, and the worst thing you can imagine happens. The Joker kills you. Yeah, he doesn't just hit you once, he brutalizes you. And then, just to drive the point home, he leaves you in a warehouse with a ticking bomb. Batman rushes to save you, but he's a little too late. The explosion rips through the building, and just like that, you're gone. The end. Huh? Wait, what's going on? Wait, what? You're awake? You're resurrected? Superboy Prime literally punches reality so hard that you come back to life. No, seriously, that's the explanation. After you wake up following the altering of reality itself, and claw your way out of your own grave, you stumble through Gotham in a mindless feral state. Then, Talia al Ghul finds you and dunks you in the Lazarus Pit, a mystical pool that resurrects the dead, but with a side effect of pure, unfiltered rage. Because why not add some mystical chaos to your already complicated origin? Needless to say, when you get your bearings and realize that not only did Batman not avenge you, but he's replaced you as Robin, you are furious. Not just angry, we're talking nuclear level fury. Okay, so now you're the Red Hood. Part vigilante, part revenge machine. If Bruce won't do what needs to be done, you will. The criminals of Gotham aren't afraid of Batman anymore, but they will need to be afraid of you. The first step is taking over Gotham's criminal underworld. Not to run it, but to control it. You rip through Black Mask's operations, dismantling his entire empire piece by piece. The gangs learn a new kind of fear, the kind that doesn't just come from a shadow in an alley, but from the knowledge that if they break your rules, they literally die. Batman gives warnings, you give body bags. Gotham hasn't seen anything like this before. This is exactly why Frank Castle was right and Matt Murdock was wrong. Wrong universe. Slowly, the money starts rolling in. You're taking a cut from every gangster in the city, and it racks up so fast. You don't care that it comes from crime. In your mind, it's funding your actual crusade to stop crime forever in Gotham. And the greatest thing is that Batman doesn't know what to do with you. You're not quite a villain, but you're definitely not a hero. You're a walking reminder of his greatest failure. Tim Drake, the new Robin, tries to reach out to you. Dick Grayson constantly tries to talk you down. But Bruce is perpetually disappointed. But secretly, he knows you have a point. His way isn't working, and you're about to prove it to him with your grand plan. Somehow, you manage to kidnap the Joker and drag him to Crime Alley, the place where your story really started, and you wait for Batman. When he arrives, you ask the question that's haunted you since the day you woke up. Why didn't he kill the Joker? Not even for you? Not even after everything? Batman tries to explain, but you don't care. This guy's rules are stupid anyway. He just doesn't get it. So, you give him an ultimatum. Either he kills the Joker, or he kills you. Okay, so he found a third option. He somehow escaped with the Joker, and now you're back to square one. You wonder what you're gonna do, but the world answers that question for you. Because then the unthinkable happens, and Batman dies. Gotham spirals. Tim Drake tries to keep the city together as Red Robin. Dick Grayson finally takes up the cowl, and you see an opportunity. You don your own version of the Batsuit. But this isn't Batman as Gotham knows him. This is a Batman who kills, who uses guns, who makes criminals fear the dark again. When you catch criminals, they're not going back to Blackgate or Arkham, they're headed to the same graveyard that Bruce is buried in. You're dealing out the permanent solution that Batman should have tried decades ago, but was too scared to do. Unfortunately, you're not the only one vying for the mantle. Dick and Tim confront you, leading to an all-out war across Gotham's rooftops. You have complicated feelings for those two. Nightwing was the better version of Robin than you, and Tim is your replacement. Yet, despite everything, you still think of them as family. Maybe that's why you don't win. Nightwing does. When he extends a hand, you spit it in his face. If he's going to be Batman, then you want nothing to do with him. Eventually, somehow, Batman is back. After all, if you can come back from the dead, then Bruce definitely can. Yet, in the battle for the cowl, you lost the respect of the Batfamily, and eventually, you're put into Arkham Asylum. He's actually put you in the same place as he puts the Joker. This is one massive joke. After a stint of good behavior and good circumstances, you're quickly let out of Arkham Asylum, and you decide to leave Gotham. So you go solo and have an adventure out in the world, taking in the sights and meeting other wayward superheroes who are also suffering from their own existential crises. Though you've considered yourself a bad guy for a long time, your new friends actually give you some purpose, and surprising even yourself, you actually do some good. Well, you're still killing people, but now you're trying to do it for the right reasons. After the Outlaws break up doing some good, you stumble into a true found family with Artemis, an exiled Amazon warrior, and Bizarro, a flawed Superman clone. Together, you form a so-called Dark Trinity. You take on missions nobody else will touch. After all your adventures with the Dark Trinity and the Outlaws, you decide that maybe it's time to return to Gotham and say hi to Batman again. He might hold Olympic-level grudges, but you feel like you've done some good, and it might be nice to reconnect with him. Okay, so that didn't work out. Batman still wants you to play by his rules. You're not that kind of guy, so he says you're still not ready. Things get so bad that Bruce cuts you off completely. No more Batfamily ties, no more second chances. So you go back to being Red Hood, but this time, you refine your approach. You don't just kill anymore, you try to be better, to prove, if not to Bruce, then at least for yourself, that you can be something more than just a failure. But deep down, you're still that kid from Crime Alley, angry, hurt, trying to prove something. You've died, you've been resurrected, you fought your own mentor, you've created your own brand of justice, yet it's still never good enough. You start to realize that you can never really impress Bruce Wayne. He's got countless other Robins. You're just the problem child who's never good enough. That's why it sucks to be born as Jason Todd.